a trust is almost like a vase, right? Imagine a vase. It's empty.
It's a sphere by itself.
It's just empty.
Yeah.
So until you put something inside of it,
right,
it really has no value, right?
Yeah.
Your children will get the fair market value of the property when you pass away.
You're going through a separation, maybe a divorce, right? And then you have a property where husband and wife both of their names are in the deeds. Can you still create a trust, and can you still be beneficiary of the trust? আপনার বাড়ি আছে এবং আপনার 2টি বা 4টি সন্তান আছে, আপনি ট্রাস্ট করে রেখেছেন আপনার সন্তানদের নামে, ট্রাস্ট ক্রিয়েট করে রেখেছেন। ধরুন কোনো না কোনো কারণে আপনার নামে একটি বড় লসুট হয়ে গেল, অথবা অনেক বড় বড় ক্রেডিট কোম্পানি আপনার কাছে এসে বলল যে তোমার কাছে আমরা অর্থ পাই, তোমাকে দিতে হবে, এবং আমরা ধরে নিই আপনার পরিবর্তিত পরিস্থিতির কারণে আপনার সেই সঙ্গত সামর্থ্য নেই যে আপনি এই লাখ লাখ ডলার পে ব্যাক করবেন। তখন তারা কি করে, নর্মালি বাড়িটি নিয়ে যায় আপনার কাছ থেকে। কিন্তু আপনি যদি আগেই ট্রাস্ট করে রাখেন আপনার সন্তানদের জন্য বা অন্য কারোর জন্য, তাহলে ওই প্রপার্টিতে আপনার কোনো ক্রেডিটার হাত দিতে পারবে না। What is the purpose of a trust? You just said, what is a trust? Right. I understand this. There's a 3 part of the trust. But what's
those are 3 parties, but there's 2 parts. So there's a written part, right? There's a written document, right, which shows your intention, right, as how you want to dispose of your property.
Correct.
And then the second part is that you have to fund this trust, and that's the part that a lot of attorneys make a mistake. Is they forget to tell the client that you have to retitle the assets in the name of the trust.
Right.
So a trust is almost like a vase, right? Imagine a vase. It's empty.
It's a sphere by itself.
It's just empty.
Yeah.
So until you put something inside of it,
right,
it really has no value, right?
Yeah.
So that is the second part. So if you're asking like what is a trust, it's really 2 parts. It's the written document and the funding of the trust. Now the purpose, I try to simplify it, is really 4 things, right? One, we spoke just on that recap, which is basically to avoid probate, to avoid an intestate per se, meaning avoid court. Second, to avoid paying exorbitant legal fees, because once you go to an attorney, you don't know what type of attorney you get. Right? I had one attorney the other day. He put himself as the trustee. He put himself as a trustee, and he was charging fees. Right? I have this document. Next time I'll bring a copy for you to look at, Brother Habib, just to confirm what I'm telling you. Third, you get this, your heirs get what's called stepped up basis, right? So what is stepped up basis? You basically get you have to avoid trying to pay capital gains tax. So your children will get the fair market value of the property when you pass away, not when you bought it. So if you had bought it, like my dad 30 years ago, he bought this property for $200,000. Now it's worth, let's say, 1.5. You're talking about $1.3 million worth of gain. Your children, when they sell, I would have to pay about $260,000, $300,000 in capital gains tax. This stepped up basis, this trust, now allows me to get the fair market value as when he passes. May Allah give him long life. Yeah. And last is asset protection. So now we want to make sure that this property is preserved, right? We want to get this transfer of generational, a transfer of generational wealth, so that the children, if they get divorced, they will not lose the property. Yes, I'm going to tell you again. We can do an asset protection trust so that in the event your children get divorced in the future, they will not lose the property. And also for you yourself, if you're professionals, I have a lot of contractors that are signing bonds, right? We have an asset protection trust, an asset irrevocable trust.
Okay, I have many questions on this one, because some of the questions are very technical. So we need, I know in coming days, again, coming episodes, we're going to clarify more and more. However, we're talking about death, right? We're talking about death. But what if you're still alive, right? And you're going through a separation, maybe a divorce, right? And then you have a property where husband and wife both of their names are in the deeds. Can you still create a trust, and can you still be beneficiary of the trust?
Well, all right. So
it's kind of protection also.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the husband and wife are in a divorce,
in a dispute, right?
Yeah. I mean, the court is basically going to stop them from distributing the property, right? The husband and wife, right? The original.
The court is going to prevent them.
I'm saying Are you talking about the original grantors or the children?
The original grantor. They are the one.
Yeah. No, I'm saying the original grantors, they're going to be prevented from basically disposing of the property, because it's marital property. But the children.
Right.
Let's say now the children get the property, right? And they were to end up in divorce, right? That trust acts as a barrier. I mean, it's just law, right? And I'll print out some law and give it to you so you can read it yourself. But it's just law. It is a veil between you, a shield between you and creditors, you and marital property. As long as you keep it separate, it goes outside of the marital estate.
Okay, so you brought in a very good point. So let's make believe I own a property and I'm going through a disputed or process of separating from my spouse, right? And make believe I have 2 children or 3 children or whatnot, right? And if I have a trust, those properties for the kids are safe from the creditors. Meaning, if I have a lot of loan from different places, that property is safe for the children. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So let's say that as the attorney, I'm getting sued.
Of course.
Right. God forbid I get sued. Right.
Yeah.
So once I create, even attorney gets sued. Right? So in the event I place these properties before I know.
Yeah.
The whole thing is the knowledge, right? As long as I know there's no lawsuit coming.
Okay.
Okay? Because I can't evade creditors.
Right.
Right? So basically, as long as I transfer those properties before I know of the lawsuit,
right.
100%, no creditor, no one, can, even notes that I signed, okay, cannot attach to any property. Now, I get a lot of police officers that come to me, okay? Yeah, they get sued all the time.
Right, of course.
And they come to me, I said, listen, you know of the lawsuit? I can't help you. It's too late.
You already have the lawsuit. If you were proactive.
But no, and you know of it. Just the fact that you know it's still
there could be a lawsuit, or it's not in your knowledge.
Yeah.
Then you are still good.
Yes, and you have no knowledge. Yes. Now they know they're going to get sued because they got a complaint filed against them.
Of course.
Right, and they know the lawsuit's just about
coming to you.
That. Again, you're not.
That's null and void.
Yeah.
So that you are. But this part I need to explain to our audience. দর্শক আপনারা যে অনুষ্ঠানটি দেখছেন এই অংশটি অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। ধরে নিন আপনি আপনার বাড়ি আছে এবং আপনার 2টি বা 4টি সন্তান আছে। আপনি ট্রাস্ট করে রেখেছেন আপনার সন্তানদের নামে। ট্রাস্ট ক্রিয়েট করে রেখেছেন। ধরুন কোনো না কোনো কারণে আপনার নামে একটি বড় লসুট হয়ে গেল, অথবা অনেক বড় ক্রেডিট কোম্পানি আপনার কাছে এসে বলল যে তোমার কাছে আমরা অর্থ পাই, তোমাকে দিতে হবে, এবং আমরা ধরে নিই আপনার পরিবর্তিত পরিস্থিতির কারণে আপনার সেই সঙ্গত সামর্থ্য নেই যে আপনি এই লাখ ডলার পে ব্যাক করবেন। তখন তারা কি করে? নর্মালি বাড়িটি নিয়ে যায় আপনার কাছ থেকে, বা আপনার সম্পত্তিগুলো নিয়ে যায়, ইউর ব্যাঙ্ক অ্যাকাউন্ট। আমরা বাড়ির উই আর টকিং অ্যাবাউট হাউস, বাট উই আর গোনা টক অ্যাবাউট ব্যাঙ্ক অ্যাকাউন্ট ইন এ বিট। কিন্তু আপনি যদি আগেই ট্রাস্ট করে রাখেন আপনার সন্তানদের জন্য বা অন্য কারোর জন্য, তাহলে ওই প্রপার্টিতে আপনার কোনো ক্রেডিটার হাত দিতে পারবে না।
নিউ ইয়র্ক থেকে সম্প্রচারিত TBN24 টেলিভিশন বিশ্বজুড়ে বাঙালির কণ্ঠস্বর।